Welcome to this video. Today we will discuss the AC analysis of a common emitter amplifier. So the common emitter amplifier circuit is shown here. So a potential divider biasing arrangement is used to fix the Q point in the middle of the active region. So you can see the potential divider biasing here. Then there are three capacitors in the circuit. CC is the coupling capacitor and C is the bypass capacitor. And you have an input source signal VI, which is an AC signal that is coupled to the base of the transistor through a coupling capacitor, and you have a load resistance RL which is coupled to the collector terminal through another coupling capacitor. Okay, so the functions of coupling capacitor and bypass capacitor we have discussed in the meeting, so I am not repeating it here. So this is the circuit diagram of a common emitter amplifier. Now first we will see how to draw the AC equivalent circuit of this common emitter amplifier, then we will go to the AC analysis. So to draw the AC equivalent circuit, you have to do two steps. In the first step, you have to deactivate all the DC sources in the network. So there is only one DC source in the network, VCC. So to do the AC analysis, deactivate this DC source. So deactivate DC source means you have to set this DC source to 0, or simply you have to ground this DC source. So this VCC will be deactivated. VCC becomes 0. Okay, that is the first step. Then the second step is, as you know, capacitors will offer low reactance path to high frequency AC signals. We are doing AC analysis. The signals will be of comparatively high frequency. So these capacitors will be offering low reactive path. So you can treat them as short circuits. So the capacitors are replaced by short circuits. That is the second step. So you can replace this capacitance CC by a short circuit. Then this is replaced by a short circuit, and this CE is also replaced by a short circuit. So if you do that, what will be the network? So I have R1, R2 here, and this is RC, this is RE. This terminal is ground. Okay, now this upper terminal was initially VCC, that is now grounded. This is also ground. Now a VI signal is directly appearing at the base because capacitor acts as a short circuit. Then C is also a short circuit, replaced by a short circuit. So effectively RE is shorted out from the network. Then RL is directly connected to collector terminal through this shorted capacitor. Okay, so this is the AC equivalent circuit. Now we can slightly modify the circuit. So if you observe the circuit, you can see that one end of R2 is at base and the other end is at ground. And if you observe R1, one end of R1 is also at base and the other end is at ground. So what it means, R1 and R2 will be in parallel. Okay, similarly, if you observe RC, one end of RC is at collector terminal and the other end is at ground. Okay, and RE is not in the picture. It is short. There is a bypass. It is shorted out from the circuit because we have short circuited this CE. Now we can, if you do those simplifications, you will get the AC equivalent circuit like this. Because now R1 and R2 are in parallel and it appears between base and ground, as we have mentioned. Then VI is applied between base and ground. As you can see in this circuit, VI is between base and ground, so that is also shown there. And RC is between collector and ground, and RL is also between collector terminal and ground. So both RC and RL are in parallel. So that is also shown here. RC and RL are parallel between collector and ground. Okay, and voltage, output voltage is across collector to ground, across RL. So this is the AC equivalent circuit of the common emitter amplifier, and I have marked all the voltages and currents. So this is the AC base current, small ib, and this is AC base emitter voltage, small vb, and this is AC collector to emitter voltage, small vc, and AC collector current is small ic. Okay, so if you look at this circuit, to do the analysis of the circuit, you have to replace this transistor, whatever there in this box, by some model. So we can replace it by the H parameter model of the transistor, and remaining part is a linear network. Okay. So to replace this transistor by an H parameter, one condition has to be met. We have seen the H parameter modeling in the previous video. So in H parameter model, to do H parameter modeling, the circuit must be linear. Now this is a transistor. So there are some assumptions required to do this modeling. So we can go to that. So I have shown a general transistor symbol here in common emitter configuration. Emitter is grounded. So the input voltage is between base and ground. I have represented it as V subscript capital B. V subscript capital B means it is the total base voltage, AC plus DC. Okay. And I subscript capital B is the base current flowing. This is also total base current, AC plus DC. Similarly, this is IC, and this output voltage is represented as VC. Previously, we have used the symbols VBE and VCE. So now we are not writing this E here. Only some VB and VC are written. This is for convenience. Okay, you can write VB, VC also. So if you look at the input characteristics of the transistor, you can see that it is a relation between IB and VB for constant output voltage VC. So from this graph, you can write this particular relation. That is, I can express VB as a function of the other two variables, IB and VC. Similarly, I can express IB as a function of VB and VC also. So here I will express VB as a function of VB as a function of the other two, IB and VC. So it is written here, VB is a function f1 of IB comma VC. Similarly, if you draw the output characteristics of the transistor, it is a curve between IC and VC for constant IB. So I can write IC as a function of the other two, IB and VC. So it is written here, IC is a function, f2, another function of IB and VC. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay. So using Taylor series expansion for a small perturbation in VB, if I disturb VB by a small values delta VB, what happens? VB is, from first equation, VB is f1 of IB comma VC. So if I perturb VB by delta VB, then it becomes f1 of IB plus delta IB comma VC plus delta VC. So this f1 can be expanded in Taylor series form. So f1 of IB comma VC plus dou f1 by dou IB into delta IB plus dou f1 by dou VC into delta VC plus higher order terms. So here comes the important condition. So if delta VB is sufficiently small, if this delta VB, delta IB, delta VC, these increments are sufficiently small, then you can neglect this higher order terms. So if I neglect this higher order terms, it simply becomes delta VB is equal to dou f1 by dou IB into delta IB plus dou f1 by dou VC into delta VC. So here you can note that this f1 comma VC and VB will cancel. So that I have cancelled. So delta VB is simply equal to this first term plus the second term, and all other higher order terms are neglected. So here we have assumed small increments. So what we are discussing is a small signal analysis. Okay, the signals are sufficiently small in amplitude so that you can neglect the higher order terms. So this analysis is also known as small signal AC analysis. Okay, so if you do similar Taylor series expansion for the second equation, you will get one more expression. So here for simplicity, delta VB is for easy notation, delta VB, delta IB, delta VC, etc. are simply replaced by small VB, small IB, small VC. Okay, so this equation, this is the first equation representing the dynamics of the transistor. VB is equal to dou f1 by dou IB into IB plus dou f1 by dou VC into VC. Now if you do the same thing for the second equation, IC is function of IB comma VC, you will get a similar expression. and you can arrange them in a matrix form. So these partial derivatives are evaluated at the Q point. So if you compare this equation with our general H parameter model, if you compare what we have derived here and the H parameter model that we have discussed in the previous class, you can see the similarity. On the LHS, you have input voltage and output current on both cases, input voltage VB and output current IC. And on the RHS, you have input current and output voltage. Here also you have input current IB and output voltage VC. So this coefficient matrix will be H parameters of the BJT. So this dou F1 dou I by dou IB, those terms I can replace by the H parameter symbols, HIE, HRE, HFE and HOE. This E denotes common emitter operation. HIE is nothing but H11. You can write H11 here. HR is nothing but H12. This we have seen in the previous video. Then H21 is nothing but HF and H22 is HO. So this symbol is these symbols are replaced by this. So if I can evaluate HIE, HRE, HFE and HOE, then I can model the transistor using the H parameter equivalent circuit. So we have seen the H parameter equivalent circuit in the previous video, so I have reproduced it here. So instead of H11 I have used the symbol HIE, okay, and instead of H12 I have used HRE, and instead of H21 I have used HFE. Then HOE is representing H22. Okay, so this is actually the same circuit that we have seen in the previous class. So by using this H parameter model, you can analyze the small signal AC analysis of, you can complete the small signal AC analysis of the BJT. Okay, so we are interested in 4 quantities that also we derived in the previous class. Current gain is minus H21 by 1 plus H22 into RL. This we derived in the previous class. So just substitute H21 by HFE of the transistor, replace H22 by HOE of the transistor. Okay, these are the same notations. Then input impedance, we derived this expression in the previous class, H11 plus H12 into AI into RL. So replace H11 by HIE of the transistor, then H12 is replaced by HRE of the transistor. Similarly, voltage gain is current gain into RL by Zin. This also we derived. Okay, then output admittance also you can write the expression in terms of H parameters. So this completes the H parameter modeling of the BJT. So once these 4 H parameters are available, you can do the small signal AC analysis of the BJT. So these 4 equations are important as far as numerical problems are concerned. So please go through the derivation and familiarize the expressions. Okay, we will stop it here and we will continue in the next video. Thank you.